Hello, my name is Damien Maguire, and I'm the Therapeutic Director for the Mudita Cara Treatment Group. Today, I'd like to have a look at the kinds of treatment available in our centers and what any of our clientele and their family and loved ones can expect if they seek help from us. We operate under the Minnesota model of treatment. What this boils down to is we draw on the 12-step program and the principles and methods that have worked for a very long time, and we bring with it the latest advancements in the psychological and therapeutical realm of treating substance use disorder or addiction. This process begins with a comprehensive biopsychosocial assessment. Each client, post-detoxification, will be assigned a focal counselor who will sit and go in depth with the individual, getting an accurate picture of who this individual is, what their specific strengths and needs might be. From this, we begin the process of actively working towards resolving these issues. Each client will be paired up with a qualified addiction counselor who is not only proficient in 12 steps, but also has a firm grasp of the various therapeutic approaches one can expect to find out there. We understand each individual resonates and connects on different levels. A few examples is the cognitive behavioral therapy approach that we bring to the table. We bring the DBT approach. We emphasize motivational enhancement tools rather than trying to punitively or coercively force someone to recover. We know here that anybody suffering from addiction did not make the choice to go down that road. And if history's taught us anything, we know that addiction often begins in pain. Which is why on top of that individualized approach, we always emphasize that compassionate, loving way of trying to get an individual healthy again, to try and get those individuals back with their families and their children and back into society. In conjunction with the individual treatments and the therapy one will receive here, we also rely heavily on group therapies. History has shown that sustainable recovery is very much born from a peer-orientated approach. Thus, we encourage all of our members to participate in our very intensive daycare program. These groups will run from the psychoeducational kinds, which help us get a better understanding of the nature of addiction, the science of addiction, and all the elements beyond just the substances and how they can play out in other areas of our lives. Right down to peer-driven and orientated groups, whereby the community start to help one another. Let me give an example as to why, for example, peer-driven is so important. Often, those of us seeking recovery from substance use, it's not just enough to stop the substance. Often we will come in with a very negative script, a very, very hard script on ourselves, one that doesn't foster much confidence. We can be our own worst enemies. Often what we'll find is individuals in one of those peer-driven groups, when in a situation that they have to give feedback to another individual, they've almost get to the point of being a lot more compassionate and understanding and empathetic in helping that individual, and we notice a loop back where they themselves start to take a more understanding, compassionate approach with themselves. The third layer, shall I say, of treatment that we emphasize on is the family support. Over the years, we've learned addiction and the various ways it manifests not only impacts the individual engaging in the substances or behavior, but also those closest to them. Whether it's family, friends, co-workers, those individuals are also affected by this process and often require a healing component themselves. Each client and their family will have regular family sessions whereby we don't just focus on that client, we bring the family unit and the support network to incorporate a holistic approach to treatment. We here at Mudita Cara emphasize more on what's called the craft method when looking at the family support. This is a very CBT approach and has shown to have very, very good results in helping family members navigate the early recovery stages. So I'm hoping today that you got a little bit more information, and more importantly, what I would offer anyone to take away from this is that I've never met anybody who chose purposefully to become an addict. But what the therapy teaches here is that although we may not have chosen to bring ourselves to this point in life, it is our responsibility to address it and fix the problem moving forward. Number two, an extension of that, this is not a moral failing. This is a medical condition that needs to be addressed like any other medical condition. We have the therapies, we have the groups, we have the support. That's what we hope individuals will take from this in rebuilding their lives. So, thank you.